Hello and welcome to another podcast. This is yet another loads of podcast. The series was quite well received, it appears. So I got a few people asking to do attacking midfielders. So I thought we'd have a look at that today. Now, first things first, I don't think we need to buy an attacking midfielder. Ideally, I'd like to see us buy somebody who primarily plays on the left but can play centrally and gives us cover in both positions, like Starks on the left, but can be Dom cover in the middle. I think Dom has done really well for the majority of the season. He's definitely had a poor run up until recent games, but he carries an immense load for us off the ball. I don't think people fully appreciate it. And when I see people put together teams for us for next season that have like midfield threes of Gravenberch, Alexis, and Xavi Simons, for example, or Gravenberch, Stiller, and Alexis. I just wonder what it is that they're thinking, because that's not a midfield that's going to work. That's a midfield that's going to get absolutely demolished off the ball. So let's have a look then. Let's talk about some of the big names that are out there. Florian Wirtz, right? Now, ultimately, he's going to be out of our range. He's going to be too expensive, you'd imagine. But he is a fascinating player. He's incredibly talented. And he can play off the left. So you could see him in that left-sided role. And then in certain games, playing as a number 10. When Arne was at Feyenoord, he used Paxiao as his left-sided player. And he's a 10 by nature. And he would drift in field and operate along with Calvin Stengs or Urban Koku the year before in those number 10 zones. And the left back would provide the width. So Wirtz for certain fits that profile. And there's nothing you'd knock him for. He doesn't have the physicality, but he's a very hard worker off the ball. And he's obviously incredible in possession. If it was possible, you'd love to see it. But given the other clubs that are interested, the price will go beyond, you'd imagine, what we would be willing to pay. Given how much we have to do this summer, number 10 is not going to be on any list of priorities. Jamal Musiala is another elite player. And he can play all across the line of three behind a striker. He's a fantastic dribbler, super intelligent, sees the game really clearly, sees openings before they appear. Another one who it's not going to be a priority, and it's not like a deal that's even possible because he's just signed a new contract, but he is someone you could picture playing in this team and looking very much at home. He does also count as a homegrown player, having grown up in England. So there would be benefits to him. But for this summer, Jamal Musiala is not going to happen. I think it's worth mentioning Cole Palmer. Now, he's not great off the ball, but he's not terrible. I've said before, I don't think you'd get away with him and Mo in the same team, like unless you had two real monsters behind them. But I do wonder if you shifted Dom to the left, could it work? If Dom played on the left, so at least you had his legs and power in the team, and you had a powerful defensive midfielder next to Alexis, and your number 9 was someone that worked really hard off the ball, then maybe it would be workable. Cole Palmer's, like, I know he's had a really bad run of form. There's no question. He's been pretty terrible since the turn of the year. And the Gary Neville and fawning that took place over the weekend was quite sickening, really. But he's a hell of a football player. He really is a hell of a football player. He's the type of player you could picture doing really well for us. His creativity. There's a maverick nature to him. You know, he tries things that others maybe wouldn't even consider. Now, he obviously couldn't play off the left, but he could play off the right. So he could be your 10 who also gives you Mo cover on the right. You'd need to make the pieces work around him. But if Chelsea miss top 4 or top 5 as it is, if they finish 6th, is he really going to be happy to stay there? Like, he's a different situation to Wirtz and Musiala. Because Musiala is obviously at Bayern. Wirtz, it looks like he may well go to Bayern. He doesn't seem to have much interest in England at this point in his career. Cole Palmer might have reason to look to leave his current club this summer. Now, he's on a long contract, and Chelsea would want huge money. But he's certainly somebody that's worth at least kicking the tires on if they miss out on top 4, top 5. If they don't get Champions League, it's at least worth looking at the possibility and just seeing what the numbers might be. Because it might well be a thing where that's a doable deal. It might cause you to have to leave something else out to cut a corner somewhere. But I don't think anybody would question his ability. Is there areas for him to develop, to grow? Yeah, there definitely is. And that's why you'd look to sign him, because he's not the finished product. Next up then would go Morgan Rodgers. Now, I think he's ideal because he could start on the left for you and drift centrally. And through his career, he has predominantly played in wide positions. He's more of a winger than he is a 10, but his skill set lends itself really well to coming in field and playing in central areas. Villa have profit and sustainability issues, as I talked about today on the Daily Red. This season, he's got 14 goals and 13 assists. He's played over 4,000 minutes. He's big. He's powerful. He is good off the ball. He's really versatile. He can play all over. Right, centre, left. He can play a bit deeper in midfield. Can play up front. Morgan Rodgers is a top player. Last season, he got 10 goals, 10 assists. Now, admittedly, 2 goals and 6 assists were in the Championship because he only moved to Villa in the January. But I still think he's one you could absolutely look at and project out big jumps because he's still learning what he is as a footballer. And for me, he's the one, if we were going to go big on a 10 type, he's the one I'd like to see. Now, he doesn't have the passing of your typical 10. He's more of a ball carrier than a passer, but the passing side of his game has shown signs of improvement this year. And he's still only 22, turns 23 in the summer. With Villa having the issues they have, I think he's one worth certainly kicking the tires on, seeing what it would take to make that deal work. So they're who I would class as like the high-end options. Wirtz, Musiala, Palmer, and Rodgers. And I don't think Wirtz and Musiala are realistic. I think Palmer's probably unrealistic, but not impossible. Rodgers, I think, is possible. I think Rodgers is a doable deal. Expensive, but doable. The next tier down, then. I think Dejan Kulusevski is certainly worth a look. Now, the reason I like him, even though like he couldn't start on the left, you'd be moving Dom to the left here. But Kulusevski is powerful. He's strong. He replicates a lot of what Dom offers you. He's a great ball carrier. He could be your Mo cover on the right as well. Spurs could win the Europa League and get into Champions League, and maybe that solves all of their issues. But if they don't, there's definitely going to have to be some sales there this summer. And Kulusevski's 25, so he's right in that sweet spot where you'd want to be buying players.
Alright, the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts, and even Liverpool legends along the way. With the Great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at AnfieldIndexPro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.